Hey dear friends, have you ever wondered why, even after meditation ends, your mind doesn't feel the same as it did during meditation? Dear friends, when you dive deep into that divine moment of meditation, your soul connects with the subtlest vibrations. That moment is pure because it's a union with the cosmic consciousness and invisible energy. But friends, this is also the moment when the practitioner feels the most vulnerable. Because as soon as meditation breaks, an invisible door remains open. And if at that time if you make a mistake, all the spiritual energy you've earned can be wiped out in an instant. So dear friends, in today's divine lesson, I'm going to tell you about 9 mysterious mistakes that many gurus don't talk about because their secrets take you really deep. Ignoring them is like flipping your own spiritual practice upside down, basically destroying it. So let's find out the first 3 serious mistakes you should never make after meditation. After that, we'll dive into the remaining 6 mistakes in detail. So stay with me. If you're a sincere and hardworking practitioner aiming to succeed in your spiritual practice, don't skip this video. Hello dear friends, welcome to Divya Gyan Sarovar. So let's talk about the first mistake you must never make. And that is getting up immediately and jumping straight into your daily tasks. Dear friends, many practitioners finish their meditation and suddenly get up right away. They start checking their phones, chatting, or diving into some work. They think once meditation is over, everything's back to normal. But folks, the truth is actually the opposite, because you might not know that right after meditation, your layers of consciousness are completely open. At that moment, your energy is very delicate and sensitive. And if you encounter any external noise, movement, or the light from a phone right then, all your subtle energy can shatter and scatter, or even get destroyed. It's like suddenly throwing a stone into a calm pond. So just so you know, after meditating, stay still for at least 5 to 10 minutes before getting up and keep that silence within you. Just let it be, because you don't realize that the silence after meditation is actually the real benefit of meditation. If you lose that, then the whole meditation session is basically wasted. Another mistake is eating right after meditation or having heavy food. Dear friends, have you ever noticed that you feel a bit hungrier right after meditating? That's normal, because your subtle energy has been activated. But eating heavy food, oily or spicy dishes, or cold drinks at that moment drags your energy system down or disrupts it. Because right after meditation, the body's aura is full of energy, but it's also gentle and delicate. Heavy food breaks that subtle vibration. Because of this, the waves of your practice start to fade gradually. That's why ancient sages said that the time right after meditation is a test for the practitioner. So you should only have a little warm water, light fruit, or simple offerings. That's the right way. Otherwise, your energy starts to drain and your mind becomes sluggish again. The third mistake is immediately telling others about your meditation experience. And let me tell you, if you experience something during meditation and rush to share it, this is actually your third most dangerous mistake. So whatever experience comes after meditation, like a glimpse of light, peace of mind, or a feeling of energy, no matter what it is, that experience is like a sacred seed. And the seed only sprouts as long as it stays hidden in the soil within. But when a practitioner immediately tells others, "Today in meditation I saw this vision, heard this sound, felt this sensation," they open the door to their energy. And with their words, the power of that experience drains away, and the seed inside dries up. That's why experienced practitioners keep their experiences to themselves for months, because as soon as you put spiritual feelings into words, their intensity starts to fade. It's like when you dip hot metal into cold water, it hardens right away. Similarly, the heat of experience cools down when it's expressed in words. That's why saints have said, once the name is spoken, everything is lost. So who really accepts the name? It means that any practitioner who says the name, whether it's Ram, Krishna, Radhe Radhe, or anything else, doesn't really grasp it. Instead, the experience just disappears. So dear friends, these were the first 3 mistakes most meditators mess up right after their session. And that's exactly why the effects of meditation don't stick around. What I'm about to tell you are some deadly mistakes that don't just drain your energy, but actually distort your consciousness. Among these mistakes, there's one that can suddenly bring darkness into a meditator's life. So dear friends, are you ready? Ready to hear the next crucial insight on this mysterious journey? If yes, then listen carefully, because now I'm going to reveal the 3 deadly mistakes people make right after meditation. Dear friends, did you know that the moment a practitioner finishes meditation, it's like a lotus meeting the first rays of the sun? Soft, yet incredibly delicate. But this delicate moment is where the fire of practice can either go out or turn into light. It all depends on what the practitioner does right after meditation. So let's talk about the fourth mistake, putting your feet flat on the ground immediately after meditation. Friends, this mistake might not seem like a big deal at first, but let me tell you, it really is. This is a big and serious mistake because the posture you sit in during meditation protects you from the heavy energy of the earth element. At that time, you're connecting with the Brahma element and energy is flowing upwards. But as soon as meditation breaks and you suddenly touch the ground with your bare feet, all that risen energy sinks into the earth. That's why ancient sages used to say that touching the ground right after meditation is forbidden. So you should stay seated on your posture for at least a few minutes. Rub your palms together. Place them over your eyes to steady the energy, and only then slowly stand up. Otherwise, all the subtle power you've gathered with so much effort disappears back into the earth in an instant. The fifth and biggest mistake is getting involved in physical or sexual activity. Dear friends, this mistake is the most subtle, yet the most destructive. After meditation, the energetic waves inside the body are very intense, and this energy has the power to awaken dormant chakras. If, in this state, you engage in sexual or physical activity, when desire kicks in, it drags its upward energy downward. That's why the ancient yogic tradition put so much emphasis on celibacy. Friends, the moment right after meditation is when the door of consciousness is wide open. If energy leaks out at that time, the practitioner loses the power gained from months of discipline. That's why saints say that post-meditation cravings are the enemy of spiritual practice. Friends, if you make this mistake again, meditation will bring restlessness and confusion instead of peace. The sixth mistake is right after meditation. Getting stuck in negative thoughts or arguments. Dear friends, let me tell you, your mind doesn't just calm down after meditation. At that moment, it's actually super sensitive, receptive, and full of energy. If at that point you get into an argument, fight with someone, or bring up feelings like anger, doubt, jealousy, or lust, that intense energy flows right into those thoughts. The result? The peace you gain from meditation ends up feeling sharp and uncomfortable. Many practitioners often experience that their mood suddenly changes right after meditation. Things change. Anger or sadness starts to creep in. Actually, this isn't a mistake of meditation itself, but a result of misusing the mind after meditation. Because after meditation, the mind isn't empty but pure. But if you direct it the wrong way, that peace turns into pain. Dear friends, just think after meditation, walking barefoot on the ground, getting carried away by desires, or falling into anger and fights. Don't these three small habits push your spiritual practice into darkness? But those practitioners who avoid these, their practice gradually transforms into light. And those who get caught up in this don't even realize when meditation just becomes a routine, and the journey of the soul comes to a halt. The practitioner thinks they're meditating daily. But since there's no progress, some of them even comment saying this is all nonsense, and that after years of meditation, nothing happens. These practitioners believe they're meditating, but the truth is they never really meditated, they just wasted their time. Dear friends, often the practitioner thinks that meditation is complete. So once the journey is done, the whole process is complete. But actually, every moment after meditation is like a test phase of that journey. Just like when you heat iron and then plunge it into cold water, it breaks. Similarly, if you cool down the fire of meditation with wrong actions, the heat of your practice fades away. So dear friends, let's now talk about the seventh mistake, which is meeting negative people or going into a heavy crowd right after meditation. Dear friends, you might not know this, but right after meditation, your energy is soft and extremely sensitive. If you, at the same time, if you go to a negative person, a fight, or a crowded place, outside vibes affect your aura. It's like throwing mud into a pure stream. Many experienced practitioners spend some time alone right after meditation. They stay silent or take a walk by themselves for a while so their energy remains steady because they're in the presence of a true guru. Dear friends, all gurus might look the same at first. But if the disciple has a bit of experience, they can tell the difference in the guru. Only after recognition does one accept a guru. And the guru is identified not by their body but by their words. If you get caught up with a hypocritical and deceitful guru and keep thinking, this is my guru, I've accepted them, you'll end up drowning your life in darkness. Dear friends, we'll discuss this topic more another time. For now, let me tell you that the post-meditation silence, the time right after meditation, is actually the most important part of your practice. If you let outside influences in at that moment, the light you've built inside will scatter and fade away. The eighth mistake is feeling proud or bragging about the benefits of meditation. Dear friends, this mistake crushes your practice from within. Because the moment you start thinking after meditation, I am calmer, more energetic, or more divine than others, your ego awakens. And ego is meditation's biggest enemy. Many practitioners also mistake the feelings they get from meditation as their own miracle. But what happens in meditation isn't something you did, it's the grace of universal consciousness. So pride is the most secret, demonic mistake in spiritual practice. It slowly empties the practitioner from within, and then meditation just becomes a show. That's the secret of the great yogis. They become more humble the higher they rise. Now, the ninth mistake is wanting to jump into the next meditation right after finishing one. Dear friends, this might sound good, but the result is terrible because many practitioners think the more times they meditate, the faster their progress will be. But remember, meditation is the process of planting seeds, not harvesting the crop. If you keep digging up the seeds to check on them, whether the bud has blossomed or not, it never will if you keep rushing. After meditation, the body and mind need some time to reintegrate, so the energy can settle and find its direction. Meditating repeatedly without that pause makes the energy unstable, and the practitioner ends up confused. That's why after a complete meditation session, at least 4 hours of silence and rest are essential. Dear friends, so far we've talked about the 9 mistakes people make after meditation. Now, let's find out how to fix these 9 mistakes and the path to freeing yourself from them. So, dear friends, as soon as your meditation ends, stay completely silent for at least 10 minutes. Don't speak, don't look around, don't sleep. Just stay aware of your breath. Before putting your feet on the ground, rub your palms together, place them on your eyes, and gently bring your body back to the present. After meditation, keep your food light, pure, and energizing. Fruits, warm water, or light offerings are enough. Avoid jumping into discussions or arguments right away. For the next 30 minutes, speak only words of silence or peace. Keep your experience to yourself. Don't share it with anyone, not even in words. Express your gratitude sincerely. Meditate deeply with music once a day. The rest of the time, turn your attention into awareness. Stay mindful while walking, talking, or eating. Don't aim for pride. Instead, make gratitude your goal in practice. Because these 9 mistakes after meditation are exactly what lead a practitioner away from the ultimate truth and into confusion. But those who understand this don't just meditate, they live as meditation itself, becoming one with it. So dear friends, pause for a moment. Have you really noticed? Did you notice how just a few minutes ago your mind was completely quiet? That silence you felt, that's the real glimpse of divine wisdom. But do you know? That's just the beginning. The true secrets of meditation haven't even been revealed yet, because inside every seeker, there's a door that, once opened, turns the soul into pure light. And the key to that door might just be revealed in the next video. So if you truly want to embark on this journey, not just watch, but really feel it, go ahead and like this video now and drop a comment. Just write, I'm ready. And hey, if you want to keep diving again and again into that deep ocean of divinity, where every moment turns into meditation, make sure to subscribe to Gyan right now. Because here, every next video is not just information, it's a journey within. Dear friends, remember, your practice stays alive only where curiosity stays alive. So hold on to that curiosity tight, because next time what you'll hear will even make the silence inside you speak up. See you again, where every word becomes an experience, and every experience is an awakening. Thank you for sticking with us this far. Thanks.